Arm lock from the guard. Okay, I've got the assistance of my good friend Amber, the grappling dummy. What an invaluable training device this little thing can be. Comes in really, really handy if you don't have someone to practice with in between classes. You can use a tool like this around your home. Stacks up in the corner, kind of out of the way. Really, really great to get lots and lots of repetitions in. So I'm just going to utilize the grappling dummy for the demonstration of the technique today, just to show you, you can really, really develop the arm lock without the use of a live training partner. So that can be a nice little thing to be aware of. Okay, so let's talk about the technique and the skill. The arm lock from the mount position, definitely one of the most common fundamental movements that you're going to use when you're training here with us at the Academy. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to use our entire body to create pressure around a singular joint, the elbow, and cause a hyperextension of the joint. So we talked about the three reactions that the person most commonly has when you're in the mount position and you're striking them down, slapping them around, grabbing their neck, something like this. They push, they cover their head, or they roll over. I really recommend using the arm lock from the mount when the person once again tries to kind of cover their head. Very, very common reaction. So what we're going to do is, let's say for example right now I'm going to concentrate on this arm right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to maneuver my body so that the middle point of my body is right here around the shoulder of the arm that's going to be broken eventually. Okay? So what I want to do, I'm slapping the person around, striking them down, giving them a distraction here, their hands come up. Okay, so right away what I want to do is I want to put my hands on the ground and I'm going to slide my knee up really, really high in relation to the opponent's head. Now I'm going to use the ball of my foot on the opposite side to help scoot my body. My knee will stay down as I kind of drag it across the ground. So it's going to go like here. Now, I want to drive my knee up until I find that middle point of my body right here around the shoulder. So this arm should be like splitting your body in half. If you divided your body like an imaginary line right down the middle, that's where you want to have that shoulder. Like so. Okay, so now the next point is this foot that I use to push myself, the ball of my foot. Now I'm going to change the angle of my leg. So the right leg will now contour around the chest of the opponent. So if you notice right here, if you can see my foot position, the bottom of my foot is not on the ground at all. Just the outside edge where your little toe is, that side of your foot, that edge of your foot, is kind of under the armpit of the bag here. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to grab the arm that's going to get broken. All right, so on a real person, I'm going to have the elbow, what we call the V grip, which is my arm shaped like a letter V here, right around the wrist of the arm. I don't want to have it low in the elbow joint so that the arm can be folded and grabbed real strong. I kind of get on the wrist and straighten my back. This hand can go on the ground right here. And what happens here is now 100% of my weight is on the bag. If you notice now my left leg is so light that I don't even have to put it on the ground to keep my balance. So at this point what I want to do is glide my leg over the top of the bag, place it firmly in place right next to the ear of the opponent, and now I'm going to slide down the arm so that my butt hits on the ground right next to the shoulder. Now notice that when I fell back that my head stayed up really nice and straight, and I didn't fall back in a clumsy fashion. This is very important for safety with your friend when you're training in class. So at this point, what I want to do is I want to control the wrist. I want to start going back. I'm going to make sure that this leg that's over the head never comes up off of the ground. That way I maintain a lot of pressure on the head and the person doesn't roll on top of me. The other leg is clamping down the torso. Okay, so I'm going to go back, squeeze my knees together. What this does protects my groin. I'm going to control the wrist so that the person's thumb points towards the ceiling, and then lift my hip up and pull down. As you can see, what's happening to the bag right here would be the break of the elbow. Okay? So when you're training in class, you want to apply this very, very slowly with gradually increasing pressure until your friend taps to signify that there's discomfort in the joint. Okay? So that's going to be the technique. Let's talk about a couple of common mistakes that take place with the position. Number one mistake would be raising this leg too soon. In other words, rather than scoot the knee, make your position change, and rotate around the head like so. We raise the leg up like this in an effort to step over the head like this. What happens here is the person's going to get their arm away. You didn't really get the center line of your body around the arm. It gives them a lot of space to pull the elbow out. Okay? Another common problem that I see with the position, and we'll turn the bag this way so we can kind of see what's happening with my other foot here, is we'll slide up and we have the position. So this looks very similar to what just happened here. But if you notice right now, the bottom of my foot is on the ground. So I have my weight evenly distributed. 50% of my weight on this foot, 50% of my weight on this foot. Now the problem that I have here is as soon as I go to move this leg, my body weight is I'm gonna feel a little off balance, and my tendency is gonna fall back real quick. So you feel a little bit clumsy. So I don't want to have to quickly throw my leg around. It can work, but I think you want to challenge yourself to do the move really, really slow and have balance and control of yourself and your opponent throughout the entire movement. So watch. Not like this, but like this. Okay? Now I've got 100% of my weight on the opponent's body, and my leg is very light. I don't have to have any flexibility, any athletic agility or coordination, to make this step now. I just make a giant circle over the head, put my foot down, okay, and then I slide back. Another common thing that I see is you'll do your steps 1, 2, 3, and we'll sit our butt on the ground first and then try to get your leg over the head. What happens here is the person's just going to roll up on top of you. As soon as your butt hits the floor, you have no control over their head. They're going to be on top of you, and you're going to be wondering why it didn't work. You're going to be a little frustrated. So that's the very last step. 1, 2, slide the leg over first, and then sit back. We already talked about the safety tip of not falling back completely straight when you fall. So, a couple different arm locks, and I'll show it from a couple different angles. And then just practice it, with your friend in class. And like I said, this guy here, you don't have to have a live training partner to practice this. You can do thousands and thousands and thousands of repetitions on these things. Wonderful training tool. So here's how it's going to look. Slide up, transfer the weight, hook the arm up, and fall back. Squeeze the knees and lift. Come back. Let me try the other side. Hands on the ground, slide up, shift the weight, hook the wrist, on the ground, big circle, fall back. Lift. Different angle. If you notice, sometimes I'm pulling the opposite elbow as I fall back. That can also assist me in keeping my hips close to the shoulder as I fall back and keep the person close to me. So that's a different hand position that's totally okay to do also. Here. Okay, that's the arm lock from the mount.